Good afternoon, Warren Township Schools. This is Dr. Mingle, Superintendent, with a return to school update for Thursday, July 30th, 2020. As a reminder, our district vision for returning to school is that we will safely return all students and staff members to the Warren Township Schools. We are governed by New Jersey Department of Education guidelines, which are documented in the Road Back Restart and Recovery Plan for Education, updated last Friday to include a requirement that all schools offer a distance learning option to students, which is something that we were already planning to do in Warren Township. And we are governed by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Considerations for Schools, which were also updated on July 24th. That update was to include additional resources for schools and for families with checklists about preparing kids for the return to school, ideas for monitoring symptoms and screening, how to handle presumptive positive cases, and so on. Both the New Jersey Department of Education guidelines and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines will continue to evolve over time, and we'll continue to update our plans as they do. The New Jersey Department of Education requires that all school districts offer both in-person and distance learning for the 2020-2021 school year, while following both the state and CDC health and safety guidelines. The most prominent of those guidelines is the expectation that we will maintain physical distancing of 6 feet or more. And that guideline is one of the driving forces behind our recommendation for a hybrid model so that we can meet the requirements for health and safety protocols. Our district return to school committee has been following these guiding principles as it's done its work throughout the last several months. The district's return to school plan will prioritize the health and safety of students and staff members. In accordance with state guidance, the district's return to school plan will encourage distancing, discourage student cohort mixing, encourage and improve hygiene practices, and take into consideration the impact on the mental health and wellness of students, staff, and the school community. In addition, the district's return to school plan will rely on the most up-to-date scientific data and professional recommendations available, while providing as much flexibility and predictability to families and staff members as possible. On July 20th, at the Warren Township Board of Education meeting, the board directed the district return to school committee to develop an A-B hybrid model that allows for in-person attendance at least 50% of school days. That is, the board directed the district to adjust the hybrid model, but maintain a hybrid model where approximately 50% of the students come to school each day, so that all students come to school about half of the days. A plan to meet that directive will be brought to the Board of Education on Monday, August 3rd. This is where we will share exactly how we will bring students back to school in a hybrid model to open the school year. As a reminder of our timeline, the shaded and blue areas have been previously presented. We've updated the month of August to reflect the current calendar. On Monday, August 3rd, we will present to the Board of Education and the public the final plan for the hybrid model AB. The same thing will be happening at Watchung Hills Regional High School at the same time on Monday night. On Tuesday, August 4th, we will launch registration through our parent portal, wherein we will ask parents to make a commitment to either full distance learning or the hybrid AB model for this opening of the school year. We will also ask parents who are returning their children in the hybrid model to make a commitment to either use school district transportation or to waive their right to school district transportation. To assist parents with that decision making, we will offer live Zoom-based information sessions throughout the day on August 4th. More information about those sessions can be found in today's community briefing email. Pre-registration is required to get the link to the meeting, and we are asking parents to submit questions that they feel they need answered in order to make that decision for their family so that we can prepare answers to those for the information session. All of that will be recorded and available to the public later on the 4th, and key questions will also be added to our frequently asked questions document on the district website. Registration will only be open on August 4th and August 5th so that our administrative staff can begin working on the very difficult process of determining cohorts and assigning staff members. We also have many requests from staff members for health-related and childcare-related accommodations. And so we need to know exactly how many students are coming back to in-person education so that we can begin that planning process as well. We anticipate launching an additional parent and employee survey on Thursday, August 6th. The Board of Education is meeting 3 times this month, Monday, August 3rd, which will be an overview of the hybrid model, Monday, August 17th, which will include detailed information about what distance learning will look and feel like this year, whether it is full-time distance learning or students when they're at home during the hybrid. Monday, August 31st, which will be an overview of health, safety, and operations protocols, including things like hygiene practices, expectations for screenings, transportation, and so on. Our staff returns to school on September 1st, and our students will return to school on September 8th under the modified calendar that was shared several weeks ago and is anticipated to be approved at Monday's board meeting. We know there are many, many additional questions, and we continue to work tirelessly to answer them as we can. Once we finalize the model and know exactly how many of our students are returning to in-person education, we will be able to provide a great much more detail about the staffing protocols and everything else over the next couple of weeks leading into the month of August. Thank you for your attention and your support. We'll be back in touch early next week with more information about the models and the process for registration. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.